Hey, welcome back to Origami Snowman. My name is Matt. Doing something different today. I love making videos, but I don't always have the time it takes to sit down and play Minecraft and edit, which you can tell I don't really do much editing. Just a heads up, Gus is here and he found a receipt. So if things move, it's his fault. Don't put that. Now, today I love books. Don't want that in my face, please. What it is, I love books. I love to read them. I love to write them, and I find a lot of value from people giving me book recommendations or just talking about books. So I want to do that. I'm gonna make probably a whole bunch of short little videos. This might be 5 minutes. This might be 10 minutes. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Probably getting closer to the 10-minute mark the more I talk about it. But today I want to talk about five books that I loved as a child that I still think are dynamite at 47 years of age. So we're gonna start with the more obscure ones. Two of these definitely you've heard of. One, I know you've heard of the author, and two, very obscure. The first one, The Secret Life of Dilly McBean by Dorothy Haas. I found this at a thrift store, probably paid $1 for it. But I don't know what happened to my original copy that I had as a child. I don't know, but I read that thing like crazy. I read it all the time. It's about an orphan named Dilly McBean, very wealthy orphan who has a secret power, not unlike Harry Potter. But he is an orphan. He's basically raised by a bank. He spends his the part of the year in boarding school, part of the year in weird summer camps where he learns archery and karate and all sorts of stuff. He doesn't understand what's going on. He's just shuffled around. And so his secret power, he's magnetic. He can, he's Magneto, little baby Magneto. Magneto Ito? I don't really know. But I always loved this as a kid. He has a dog. There's his dog. His dog's name is Contrary. And it's just full of weird little details. I always thought this would have made a great series. And as far as I know, this is the only book. But Dorothy Haas, if you're out there, this was a big book for me. I loved it. The second book, it's called 4B Goes Wild by Jamie Gilson. This is just about a fourth grade class going on like their big camping trip of the year. And the main character, Hobie, he's leaving a tense situation at home. His parents, he's afraid his parents are going to get divorced, and he doesn't know what he's going to come back to. And it's pretty heavy stuff, for a children's book, but it's very funny. It's very real. It feels very real. The conversations the kids have, the dumb pranks they do. It's a really good book. Now, for the other three, we're going to go with the one you guys probably don't know. You've heard of Roald Dahl. He wrote Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, James and the Giant Peach, Matilda, the BFG, all sorts of things. This right here is what I think his absolute masterpiece. It's called Danny, the Champion of the World. This copy I got when I was in the third grade. It was in a box set with Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator, and James and the Giant Peach. And I still have all of them. But this one right here is my absolute favorite of his, probably my favorite children's book of all time. It's about Danny and his father who live alone in an old gypsy caravan behind a filling station that Danny's father owns and runs. And it's all about how Danny's father was the most absolutely magnificent father ever. And as a kid whose dad was not always around, pretty absent, I just thought, wow, this is the roadmap that I need. Whatever my dad's doing, I don't want to copy that because that sucks. But this is how I always wanted to be. And just an absolutely amazing character, Danny's father, until Danny wakes up one night, at 1 a.m, and realizes his dad's not there. And then this whole thing opens up where he finds out that his father has a deep, dark secret. And that's what this whole book is about. Fantastic. I mean, I loved it so much. This one, A Wrinkle in Time by Madeline L'Engle. It is part of a series, but I'm going to be honest, I've never read past this book. A Wrinkle in Time, it's incredible. Meg and Calvin and oh, for crying out loud, Charles Wallace. You know, they go on this crazy across the universe adventure with Mrs. Who, Mrs. What's-It, and Mrs. Which. They learn how to create a tesseract, basically taking the space between point A and point B and eliminating it. So they just teleport. It's very well written. It is very thoughtful, loads of heart. It's all about love. It's all about, you know, just being like, your heart is enough. Your heart is enough. You don't have to perform. You don't have to function well in society to have a place. Your heart is enough. And it's so good. It's so, so good. And then finally, the last book is actually not one book, but 7 books. The Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe was the first one that he wrote, and then so on and so forth. So if you find an old set and book 1 is The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, grab it, because that's not how they're published anymore. So they used to be published in the order he wrote them, and they are now published, numbered, I should say, in the order, like chronologically. So the last 2 books that he wrote were The Magician's Nephew and The Last Battle. Those used to be books 6 and 7. They are now books 1 and 7, because The Magician's Nephew deals with the creation of Narnia and how Jadis, the White Witch, was introduced into that environment, and how everything else spiraled out of control, and that led to The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and the Pevensey children taking the thrones and all that stuff. And so all these books, these 7 books, like, you could literally, each book is like a weekend read. And as a kid, holy cow, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader was, with a bullet, my absolute favorite of those. And it still slaps. It is up there. In fact, it has one of my all-time favorite opening lines in any book. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to share that, I think, in another video. I'm going to collect some other great opening lines and talk about those. But these are 5 books or series from my childhood that I still think are terrific. Secret Life of Dilly McBean, 4B Goes Wild, Danny the Champion of the World, top tier, S tier right here. In fact, I have a first print, first edition in my fancy special bookcase. It's not worth anything, but it is to me. It's just, it means a lot to me. A Wrinkle in Time, this was not my childhood copy. My childhood copy is gone. I don't know where it is, but I did find this at a garage sale or a thrift store. And then Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Definitely worth your time if you've only seen the movies. Of course, always read the book, but they're awesome. They're amazing. And yeah, so there you go. Those are 5 recommendations. Children's books that I think still really hold up even as an adult. Thanks for watching, and I'll come back with more of these book reviews if you guys want them. Actually, I'll come back whether you want them or not. That's, yeah. Right, Gus? Oh, now you're cashing out. Okay, never mind. Thanks for watching. Bye.